Just a decade ago, people trusted brands like Toyota and Honda to easily cross 300,000 kilometers without major engine work. But today, even newer models from General Motors, Toyota, and Honda are facing engine failures before 100,000 kilometers. And that's not just rare cases. Honda is under federal investigation for 1.4 million vehicles with failing connecting rod bearings. And GM? They are recalling 600,000 trucks for catastrophic transmission and engine lockups. This is not a bad batch of parts. This is a fundamental shift in how cars are built. According to multiple reliability surveys, engine-related complaints in turbocharged vehicles have increased by nearly 20 to 30% over the last decade. That's a massive shift in an industry that was supposed to be getting more reliable, not less. So, what changed? Why are modern engines packed with advanced tech failing earlier than old-school engines from the 90s and early 2000s? In this video, we are uncovering the real reasons behind this trend. And once you understand this, you will never look at modern engines the same way again. Let's dive in. One of the biggest hidden reasons modern engines are failing early is aggressive downsizing. Automakers like Toyota, Honda, and GM are replacing larger engines with smaller turbocharged ones to meet strict fuel economy and emission standards. On paper, it looks great, but a 1.5-liter turbo engine today produces the same power as a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine from the past. To achieve that power, these smaller engines run at significantly higher boost pressure, often increasing cylinder pressure by 30 to 40%. That means every combustion cycle is more violent, putting extra strain on pistons, connecting rods, and crankshafts. Engineering reports show that turbocharged engines can run up to 150 degrees Celsius hotter in critical areas compared to older engines. Over time, this constant heat and pressure accelerate metal fatigue and micro cracks inside engine components. This is why many modern engines feel strong early on, but start developing issues much sooner. In simple terms, these engines are being pushed to their limits every time you press the accelerator, and when an engine is always working near its maximum capacity, failure is not a possibility. It's just a matter of time. Next one is the reason where things gets controversial. One of the most controversial changes in modern engines is the shift to ultra-thin oils like 0W16 and even 0W8. These oils are designed to reduce internal friction and improve fuel economy by 1 to 2%. Which helps manufacturers meet strict emission regulations. But that small gain comes with a big compromise. Thinner oil creates a weaker protective film between moving metal parts, especially under high heat and load conditions. Studies in tribology show that thinner oils can increase wear rates by up to 10 to 15% in high-stress environments. In turbocharged engines, where temperatures and pressures are already elevated, this reduced protection becomes even more critical.
Over time, this leads to increased engine wear, oil consumption, and eventually internal damage. Many drivers don't realize that skipping even one oil change with these thin oils can cause irreversible wear.
So while the engine may run more efficiently in the short term, its long-term durability is quietly being sacrificed. And now, here's where things get really bad. Every time you stop at a light and your engine shuts off, your oil pressure drops to 0. When the light turns green and the engine fires back up, there is a 0.5-second window where the engine is spinning without full lubrication. Engineers call this boundary lubrication. In an old car, you had maybe 20,000 start events in a lifetime. With modern start-stop technology, that number jumps to over 500,000 start events. We are seeing accelerated wear on the #1 main bearing because of this. Combine the 500K start cycles with the 0W8 water oil, and you're essentially asking the metal to survive 500,000 dry rubs. Recent teardowns of high-mileage start-stop engines show 30% more bearing wear than highway-driven vehicles of the same mileage that didn't use the feature. Now, this is where things start getting seriously dangerous, and almost nobody talks about it. Modern engines from Toyota, Honda, and General Motors rely heavily on direct injection technology. On paper, it's brilliant. It improves fuel efficiency by up to 15% and boosts power output significantly. But behind the scenes, it creates a silent problem that builds up over time. In older engines, fuel would pass over the intake valves, naturally cleaning them with every cycle. But in direct injection engines, fuel is sprayed directly into the combustion chamber, meaning the intake valves never get cleaned. What happens next is brutal. Carbon deposits start forming on the valves, layer by layer, slowly choking the engine. Within just 50,000 to 80,000 kilometers, studies have shown airflow can drop enough to reduce performance by 10 to 15%. That means less power, rough idling, and increased fuel consumption. And here's the scary part. Most drivers don't even know it's happening. There are often no warning lights until the problem becomes severe. Cleaning this carbon buildup requires expensive procedures like walnut blasting, which many owners only discover after performance issues appear. So, while direct injection makes engines more efficient and powerful in the short term, it quietly plants the seeds for long-term engine damage. But it gets worse. This buildup disrupts combustion, causing misfires and knocking, which increases internal temperatures even further. Over time, this can lead to valve damage, overheating, and even catastrophic engine failure. Modern vehicles often come with oil change intervals of 10,000 to 15,000 kilometers, and many drivers follow this blindly. But here is the reality. These intervals are designed for ideal conditions, not real-world driving. In stop-and-go traffic, extreme temperatures, and dusty environments, oil degrades much faster. Independent oil analysis studies show that in turbocharged engines, oil can lose its effectiveness after just 5,000 to 7,000 kilometers. Once the oil starts breaking down, it can no longer properly lubricate or cool the engine. Contaminants like metal particles and carbon begin to circulate, causing internal wear. Over time, this leads to sludge buildup, reduced oil flow, and increased engine temperatures. This is one of the biggest reasons engines fail prematurely despite following the manual. In reality, sticking to long oil intervals is one of the fastest ways to shorten engine life without even realizing it. A silent killer known as low-speed pre-ignition, or LSPI, is responsible for thousands of cracked pistons and snapped connecting rods in modern direct-injection turbo engines. LSPI occurs when a mixture of fuel and oil droplets ignites spontaneously during the compression stroke, well before the spark plug fires. Because modern engines are tuned to run at low RPMs in high gears for fuel efficiency, the internal cylinder pressures are immense. When LSPI occurs, it creates a pressure spike that is effectively like hitting the top of a rising piston with a 20-pound sledgehammer. This super knock generates internal pressures exceeding 2,000 psi, which is more than enough to shatter a piston ring land or bend a forged steel rod in a single event. However, manufacturers are trying to mitigate this with complex software mapping and specific oil additives. But the physical reality of high-boost, low RPM operation makes every modern turbo engine a high-risk candidate for catastrophic, spontaneous combustion. Even the most reputable manufacturers are under pressure to reduce costs while improving efficiency, and that's changing how engines are built. Modern engines often use lighter materials and thinner components to improve fuel economy and reduce emissions. For example, piston rings are now designed to be thinner to reduce friction, but this also makes them wear out faster. Studies show that modern piston rings can experience up to 20 to 25% faster wear compared to older designs. Similarly, plastic components are now commonly used in areas that were once metal, increasing the risk of heat-related failures. While these changes help manufacturers meet regulations and reduce costs, they also make engines less durable in the long run. So even though you are buying a modern car, it may not be built to last as long as older ones. The COVID-19 hangover is a documented reality in the automotive world, as vehicles manufactured between 2021 and 2024 show significantly higher defect rates than their predecessors. During the pandemic, global supply chains shattered, forcing manufacturers to source critical components like bearings, valves, and electronics from Tier 2 suppliers with unproven track records. Simultaneously, factory floor staffing became a revolving door of skeleton crews, leading to a breakdown in the stringent quality control protocols that once defined brands like Toyota. We are now seeing the results. Toyota officially attributed their V6 failures to machining debris that were never flushed out due to rushed production. We are now seeing the results. Toyota officially attributed their V6 failures to machining debris that were never flushed out due to rushed production. When you combine micron-tight tolerances with an environment where speed of delivery is prioritized over perfection of assembly, you get engines that are doomed before they ever leave the factory floor. The ultimate root cause of this crisis is not engineering incompetence, but the crushing weight of corporate average fuel economy standards. The U.S. government mandates that a manufacturer's entire fleet must meet a specific average MPG, or they face massive financial penalties. Currently $17 per vehicle for every tenth of a mile per gallon they fall short. For a company like Toyota, Or GM, selling millions of units. Missing the target by just one MPG can result in fines exceeding $300 million annually. Manufacturers have run the numbers and realized it is far cheaper to build a fragile engine that hits the MPG target and pay for a few thousand warranty claims than it is to build a overbuilt engine and pay billions in government fines. Ignore the 10,000-mile manufacturer recommended interval. Turbocharged engines shear oil quickly. Change it every 5,000 miles to maintain viscosity. Use the override button every time you drive, or install an aftermarket eliminator module to prevent the constant dry start cycles. Once your warranty is over, consider switching from a 0W20 to a 5W30. That extra thickness provides a vital safety margin during summer towing or high-speed cruising. There is no such thing as lifetime fluid. Change your transmission and differential fluids every 50,000 miles to prevent the sealed unit from becoming a $6,000 paperweight. The bottom line is, we are living in an era where you can no longer buy a car and assume it will last. You have to be an active participant in your vehicle's survival. If this deep dive opened your eyes, hit the like button and share it with someone who just bought a new truck. We need to send a message to these manufacturers. We want reliability, not just a number on a window sticker. Thanks for watching.